Hi everyone and welcome to Stamp with Angela. I'm Angela Palmer and I'm excited to be with you here today to share some stamping, crafting and creative inspiration. So I come to you live each Thursday at 1:30 p.m. New Zealand time to share a project or ideas with you to help you with your paper crafting. Now, usually I come to you live, but today this is actually a pre-recording for today's live. So the reason being I can't be here specifically with you at this time on Thursday. So rather than miss out, I have recorded it so I'm able to share it with you. So I may not be able to respond to your comments as we go and live, but I will watch it later and comment and see if you've got any questions and things. So the reason that I can't be live today is I'm not sure if you know or not, but as well as being a Stampin' Up demonstrator, which is kind of like my business, part-time business that I do a couple of other jobs as well. So I'm actually a trained secondary school teacher and I did that for several years, many years ago, teaching ESOL and Japanese. And then I took time off to have my family. And then, so all the jobs that I do involve teaching. I love teaching in some way. I did piano teaching many years ago and I got back into that again. So I do piano teaching. And then I also work part-time at a primary school. Well, it's primary, intermediate, working in the library. So I've done that for many years. It was 5 days a week, but now it's job shared and it's 3 days a week. So I can work doing that as well as my stamping. So with it being the beginning of the year, although I don't usually work at school on a Thursday, it's teacher only day. So I do need to be there today. To know what's happening for the year. So that is why this particular Facebook Live is being recorded, but I'm still streaming it at my normal time. So thank you for joining me. I do like being here with you. And usually it is live, but yeah, I can still be with you today and I will check the comments and answer questions later. So thanks for being here. And today I'm going to share a project with you which features in the new mini catalogue, but there's also some products that go with it that are from Sale-A-Bration. And Sale-A-Bration is around until the end of February or while stocks last. So if you're interested in any of these particular products, then make sure you check them out. So Sale-A-Bration, you can earn products for free when you spend $125. So let me show you what we're using today and we will get started. All right, so have you seen the Terrific Toadstools? So this is in, like I said, it's in the mini catalogue. So in here, so it's towards the end. We've got some punches and things. Here we go. So this is the cool set on page 53. So it's a stamp set and a punch. And there are also in the Sale-A-Bration some papers that coordinate with this. So if you check out, find the right page, over here we've got the Toadstool Garden Designer Series paper, which is a 6x6. And this is a couple of the pages. So I haven't got them all out at the moment, but these ones I'm using in today's cards. So some of them are quite busy, full patterns with mushrooms and things. And you've got other patterns that you could use for anything on the back. And there are other designs as well, as you can see. But I've got just these ones that I'm showing at the moment. And in our card today, I'm also going to use the embossing folder that features in Sale-A-Bration, which is down the bottom somewhere. Where is it? Here, the Starstuck embossing folder, which looks like this. So let me show you the project and we'll get started. And I'll give you some tips for using the punch as well. All right. So the card that we're going to make today, and if you get my newsletter, you will have seen a couple of tutorials featuring it as well. So if you're not on my newsletter, you may like to sign up because you get exclusive tutorials for that. So this is the card that we are going to make today. So you'll see it's got some of the DSP, some embossing, die cut, and then some of the stamped and punched out. And then this is to go on the inside. Now, if you came along to my Craft and Connect open day, either the Friday night or the Saturday, this was one of the cards that everyone got to make. So I thought I would share it with those of you that watch me on Facebook as well. Maybe you didn't get to come to the event, so you get to see it here. All right, so I am starting with a very bright pink base. Not a color I use a lot, but it's Melon Mumbo. And basically what I've done is I'm using colors that are already in the papers. So we've got Melon Mumbo and some Fresh Freesia, Pumpkin Pie, Granny Apple Green, and possibly other colors too, but they're the main ones that we're going to use. So today we're using those colors. And I'm also going to use some grey granite for my mushroom stem, or mushroom toadstool. So, I mean, you can, some people like darker, some people like lighter. You can, you know, do whatever you like, but that's what I've decided to use. So I've also got a shape here from the Spotlight on Nature. You probably see I use these quite a bit. I do like them, and they're different shaped circles, and you'll see that got the different shapes as well. So when you put it out, you'll see that they collect in there. So I'm just going to use my die brush to, rather than have to poke each one out, this will help me get most of them out, and any that don't come out I will poke out, but most of them will come out this way, which is great. So what I'm using is my Take Your Pick tool, but this is a what do you call it? I don't know, an additional one that you can put on the end to use it as a die. And there is a mat too, but I don't have it up here at the moment. Okay, so let's do our cut. Now we've got all these nice little bits everywhere. Have a bin handy is good. So we'll do our card base, the background, and then we'll do our stamping of what's on the front here. So what I decided to do to be economical with my paper and also to have some contrast, I didn't want the whole thing covered in the back. So some have made it with this design, some have used this. So I've actually just cut it in half, and that way I get 2 cards from one piece of 6 by 6. Now it is a little bit longer, so I'm actually going to cut the bottom off first, because if you wanted to, you could use that inside the card or something. So my card, this is 14.3, and then I've got that little bit that you could use, and then I'm just going to cut it in half. So it's a 6 by 6, so basically cutting it at 3 inches. Now usually I don't work in inches, but that is basically 3 inches is 7.6, I believe, something like that. So I only need half. And then I have got a strip of Granny Apple Green, same length, 14.3, and it's just 3 centimeters wide, and I have already embossed it with this. And basically we're going to adhere it. Now you've got a couple of choices. You can put that down first and put this over, which is what I've done, or you could do it the other way, have a bit more of the green and have over the top. So what I might do is do this one the opposite way. Then you can see the difference and you can decide which you prefer. So I'll put this one down first, my DSP this time, because I'm going to do it the other way. And then we'll put the green on the top. So there's no right or wrong, just whatever works with you. So just trying to get an even edging around it. And it doesn't look like I have scored the accuracy. So I'm going to, see how it's slightly off? We're just going to manipulate it slightly with our bone folder, which I did use just before. So while I've scored it, I'm just going to try and match up the edges. Sometimes this happens. And I'm just going to kind of help it fold like that. And now it's much better. Cool. That'll help with me lining this up. And then I'm going to put this on the top. So you'll see this edge more, and you'll see a little bit more of the embossed. So you can decide which way you want to go. Okay. So then what we'll do is this will go here. But obviously we want to do our stamping first, and we have put it on with dimensionals. So we want to stamp before we, put it all down. So I'm going to get a scrap piece of grid paper because I'm going to go over the edge a bit. And at the bottom, we're going to stamp our little grass or hill or whatever you want to call it. And with some Granny Apple Green. And it will kind of go off. It's okay if there's a little bit of white underneath because I'm going to cover it up. There we go. Excellent. Now, while we've got the green, we want that 3-stemmed stamp in the middle. Where is it? Here it is. So we'll do that, and then the other two will kind of be either side, something like that. Now, I have re-inked this because I'm recording this before my event, so it's nice and inky for my event, even though you're watching it after. All right, so that is that. Now, a tip when using this punch. If I was to stamp my small mushroom here and then punch it out, when I go to punch it out, I'm going to be punching here as well. And it's actually hard to line them both up. So the best thing you can do is have a strip of cardstock, because then you can stamp this out or punch it out, punch this out, and punch the little one out. All right, so while we've got Melon Mumbo handy, oh no, we didn't actually use it, we just had the cardstock, didn't we? We will do the big one first. Now you'll see it does stain a bit, but that's okay. I've already done one there, but we'll do another one just to show you. The other thing too, it doesn't matter if it's upside down or not, if it's a strip, whereas this one here, you've got to sort of actually put it in your punch upside down, or else you turn the punch that way. So, okay, we're going to do this in pumpkin pie. A little bit of a gap between, and I'm stamping on the, what do you call it, piecing mat or glass mat, even better, but it has too much glare, so that's why I'm not using it in my videos. And then we need to stamp one of these and one of those. Now, because I've already stamped one, I might have to get another piece of scrap, and I'm using grey granite for that. So let's do this one. Actually, I will do this one because then it's all on the same piece for punching out. Not sure if I've done that up the right way. We're soon going to find out. And I'll grab another scrap. There should have been enough room, but obviously because I did the other one when I was practicing to see what ink was like, we'll do that. Okay. So the big thing to remember is work with a strip. Okay, so it actually goes that way, and I'm going to close my ink pad so I don't get ink where I don't want it, and line it up. Now, this particular stamp has, or punch, has no white around it. Often there is a bit of a gap, but this one's not. Then we've got to move up to this one, like so, and turn it around that way. Oh, I did it on the right side and the right way. And that one, can you see, goes like that. Okay, so I have punched a bit of that out, but that's okay. Now keep those safe. That was one I did earlier. Let's just punch it out while we're here. I only need one, but since I did it earlier, we'll punch it out while we're here. Okay, we'll see which one we prefer. Now with this, there is no punch, so you have to get your scissors out for that one and fussy cut it out. So let me grab my scissors. I can see my ribbon scissors. Aha, here is my normal scissors. So this one we're going to cut out. Now, because the other ones are right on the edge, I'm going to do the same for this. So I'm keeping my scissors in my right hand still, and I'm moving my paper around to fussy cut it out. It's quite a bigger shape, so it's not hard to do. It's fairly quick, and it's much easier to cut something like this rather than the rounded edges on the mushroom. Oh, toadstool, sorry. What do you say? There we go. All right, now the other thing I forgot to stamp, so we need that. Oh, we don't need that one. Okay, was that in the background. So, but what I will do first is adhere our little stems to our mushroom. So I really only want a little bit, because I don't want to smudge the glue, make it all sort of like up to about there, I think. Okay, let's just put that aside and let it dry. And I forgot on here, we need to, with some fresh freezer, do our little 3 mushrooms. So I'm just going to stand up to get on top of it to look where they are. Photopolymer so you can see through. Oh, look, I'm happy with that. They're a bit darker. Like I say, I re-inked my ink pads. Okay, so the other thing we need to do is our sentiment, which is this. And I've just done it in black, in Memento Black. And so there's some cool sayings, just a little thank you, you are magical, popping up to say hi. So we're just going to go with that one, but you can use whatever is most appropriate for your cards. I will stamp it if I can find it. There's lots of stamps for this one, and I can't find it. Is it in my box still? Let me grab it. Okay, so carrying on, I have a feeling this is going to be very light, which it is. So while we're here, let's re-ink this ink pad. I do have 2, and I think I re-inked this one, the other one, and not this one. So I've got some Memento Black ink, and I'm just going to put it on. So remember, I use mine quite a lot for my classes. And then what's quite good to do, even more so with the classic ones, because they're even spongier, is just kind of push it into the ink pad, because if you've got those lines and you stamp, you're going to get lines where some ink was stronger. So it's just spreading it around a little bit more evenly. Just clean that on your cloth or stamping scrub or something. Okay, let's have a look at that and see if that is darker. Yeah, that's better. Possibly go darker, but let's just try that. We'll do one side. If it's not dark enough, we'll add some more. I don't know if that was straight. Yeah, we could possibly go with a bit more, I think. Can you see what I'm doing? Just put quite a bit in there. And then, sorry, I'm not quite sure if you saw the bit before. I might have been a bit too low. Just press it round and wipe that end, and where have I put the stamp? Here. You can kind of tell if it's looking darker. That's better. So we get 2 chances. We flip it over, try on the other side. Put a bit on my hand, so I'm going to have to be very careful. Much better. So there's a tip on inking up your ink pads. Okay. Now we basically just need to put it together, and I did, where is the inside? Stamp on the inside, like so. Okay, so I will do that while we've got our inks out. Oh, that's not the right size. It's too, is this the right size? That's too big. Where's my piece that's the right size? We will cut it down. Oh, here it is. I've put it over here. All right, yes. So we're going to go back to our granny apple green with our 3 little stems and put this one on too. Now I'll show you something else you could have done, but I'm making a sample for my vet. So if you wanted to, you could have done a strip of this along the bottom on the inside, and then it coordinates with the front. Okay. So I'll keep those handy. All right, so this is what I have done so far. So we're going to put this on here with some dimensionals. One, 2, 3, 4. Use my take your pick tool to pull the backing off. And I want it slightly closer to the top, but sort of in the middle, making sure I could go a little bit more to the left. So I just sort of put it in place, check to see if I'm happy with it. And then if I am, I want my grass to be a bit straight or a little hill or whatever it is. There we go. Then I can push it down and poke out any extra thingies. Okay, so then we're going to put one mushroom here. Oh, toadstool, sorry. One over here. And then our saying at the back. So we will put a couple of these on. Probably just need one in the middle of that. And then what I do for the stem stalks, whatever you want to call them, is this one is quite thick, so I can probably just use a couple of the outside ones and that will be fine. That's quite narrow, so I'm just going to get a very we'll just cut this edge, I think a very thin bit, and stick that on like so. Then take off all my top layers. That one's off as well, and put it on. So just arrange it as you see fit, and like so. Then we need to put this on. Let's move that out of the way now. So I angled that and I cut it straight, but I want a little bit so there's a bit of room to put some twine on. Like so, and then I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals underneath. Now, because it's there, I might just put a half one on the bottom half because I don't want it to be like going like that, because then that's already kind of in the way. All right, and then now that one I just realized doesn't have any embellishments on it. What have I done? If I stuck it on the wrong side, that's my nice side, and that's my not so good side, and I've put it upside down. Well, that was clever, wasn't it? Let me see if we can quickly stamp another one, maybe. All right, that's the only thing with stamping on the back. If you put it on the wrong side, you're in trouble. Okay, let's quickly fix that up. Okay, oops. All right, so we'll do what we just did before. Cut that at an angle, trim a little bit off there, but not too much. We'll try again. So we want it at the bottom, which is now the top. So one there, and a little bit at the bottom. Right, trying again. And then we'll tuck that in like so. Perfect. And then we've got a little bow and some embellishments. All right. To find the end, I've done this lots of times before. Not sure if you've seen it. I'm going to get my glue dot ready. Going to make a double bow. So I'm going to put a glue dot down. And where is it? Put it there. Doesn't want to go. Okay, that's just to hold it in place. So I'm going to wind around twice. So I've started at the top but finished down the bottom, round. I'm going to sit that on that. I'm not. I'm going to get another piece to tie up first. Where's my sticky bit? Put that down. Hopefully that's kind of the center. Lie that on the top. I mean, you might be able to do this one-handed if you can. Great. Hold it and then tie it together. Perfect. Then just rearrange the strands as you wish. Grab another glue dot because that one's a bit squishy now, and put that on your card like so. There we go. All right. Wonderful. Okay, so in the catalogue, there are some embellishments there. that you could use depending on what colors you're using. I'm going to, let's just tidy up a little bit here. I'm just going to keep it fairly neutral. You could use something like just some rhinestones, or what I quite like, what are they called? Blends in these particular colors. You could color them and put them and they coordinate, or we could go for something like this. So let's just put a couple of these on. Not quite sure where to put them. Maybe I'll put them whoops, upside down there. Usually I'd put them like here and here, but my toadstool's there, so I'm not quite sure what to do. Let's do it, the big one, maybe down here. Or you could put them on the actual card base up here. They might get a little bit more lost because it's a bit busy, but you could do something like that, and it sort of is around it. So a couple of options of what you could do. And then obviously we're going to put our inside in like so. So there you go. That is our terrific toadstool, or toadstools. And I have used melon mumbo, pumpkin pie, fresh freesia, granny apple green, and then the grey granite for that. And you can either, what do you prefer? Do you like it with just a little bit of the embossing showing using the Starstuck folder, or do you like more? Do you like the VSP on the top overlapping, or do you like the other way? Let me know in the comments. And also, what do we do that's different? Oh, the different circles too. Which one do you like? Do you like more the dot dash one, or the sort of, I don't know, patterned one of some kind? Let me know in the comments which ones you like. So remember, the Terrific Toadstools are in the catalogue on page 53. You can get them both as a bundle. So there as a bundle, what are they? $81.75. So you could also add to your list, maybe get some embellishments or cardstock or something like that. And then you could choose either you might like to get the matching paper because that'll be limited. You could use a different embossing folder if you wanted, or if you really like that, spend $2.50 and you get to choose 2 items. All right, so I hope you liked today's card. I have had fun making it, and I love being able to use stamps and punches because punching it out makes it so quick and easy. Dies are effective because obviously you can do, very cool patterns and things, but I do like punches because they're, quick and easy to use. So just a reminder about Sale-A-Bration. Sale-A-Bration has got lots of things that you can earn for free when you spend $125. It could be stamp sets, a card kit, papers. You've got sort of fruit salad kind of papers there. You can get the embossing folder, other stamp sets, ribbon. There's our paper, the Toadstool paper. Another stamp set, which I did a couple of weeks ago. More stamps, more paper, that's 12 by 12, even some embellishments. This one here is a stamp and die set, so for that you do need to spend $2.50, and then there's another stamp set which is more involved, and you have to spend $2.50 to get that too. But some wonderful cards and creations with that as well. And before we go, just a reminder to let you know if you are interested in joining up. Joining up anytime is great, but join up during Sale-A-Bration and you get even more benefits and bonuses, as well as your starter kit for $189. You choose $285 worth of product. You can get 2 Stamping Right marker packs and this exclusive stamp set. If you don't need markers or that stamp set, you could just choose an extra $57 on your starter kit. So you get to choose what you put in instead. So up to you. I'd love for you to join my team. I've got Stampin' Up demonstrators from all over New Zealand and all at different levels. Some are beginners, some have been doing it for a while, some teach classes, some don't, some just do it for themselves, some might get together with others and craft. You might get orders from others, or it could be from you, but I'd love for you to join my team. And just one other benefit of Sale-A-Bration is if you've got a whole group of orders together and they come to $575, then you get an extra $57.50 on top of your normal stamping rewards as well. So if it's big orders or joining or your orders, you can benefit with Sale-A-Bration. So that's very cool. All right, so any questions, please leave it in the comments and I will come back later and look through them and stuff. Let me think. Anything else before we finish up? Back to me again. So thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you being here. If you're not on my mailing list, please sign up and you'll be kept up to date with what's happening and specials and catalog product and exclusive tutorials. And this week also I have been sharing about a very cool online class that myself and some other demonstrators are releasing. So the early bird special is this week. So if you want to get it at a reduced price, make sure you sign up. I think, what do we say, Thursday. So Friday is the last day for the early bird price. You save $12. So check it out in my newsletter or on my blog. I'd love for you to learn how to make some fun cards, some fun folds. Whether you're starting out and doing, quite basic things, we're going through some of the basics of fun folds, and then right through to those of you who are a bit more advanced and want to try some things that are a bit more challenging. There's videos to watch. I know it's not quite as being in person and me showing you there, but you can watch the videos. There's a PDF as well with all the measurements and both metric and imperial, and instructions you can refer to as well. So it'll be lots of fun. We've put a lot of work into it and enjoyed bringing these fun fold cards to you. So check that out. Let me know if you've got any questions. So thank you for being here today. Lots to take in. I hope you liked the Terrific Toadstool card. Whether you might have even come to my event last weekend and got to make one yourself, or now you've seen how I made it. You can even use that card design with some other papers and put something else on the front instead of toadstools. Why not give that a go? Remember Sale-A-Bration, remember the Fun Folds class, and reach out to me if I can help you in any way. And I look forward to seeing you next week, where I will be back in person live at our usual Thursday, 1:30 p.m. All right, thanks so much. We'll see you again soon. Bye.